welcome to another of Mrs. Patnore's maths lessons. I just think that last week I said phonics lessons when it was a maths lesson, so apologies, this is definitely a maths lesson today. Okay, behind me I have my trusty 100 square. We are going to use this to count backwards in a moment. Then I'm going to point to different numbers on it, and I just want you to call out what number I'm pointing to. Then I'm going to cover a few up with post-it notes, and I want you to use the numbers either side of the missing number to help you work out which one I have covered up, which one is missing, okay? And then we're going to move on to some more number work, as this week we are dealing with exploring numbers. Okay, so let's start at 20 and count backwards. So every time we count back, our numbers are getting smaller because we are doing one less each time we count, okay? 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0, or blast off if you would prefer. Apologies there, in my counting backwards I started to count on. Right, I'm going to point to some numbers and you need to call out at home what number I am pointing to. So my first one is going to be a nice warm-up one. What number is this with the loop at the bottom? It's number 6. Now, what about this one up here? What number is this? This is the number 2. Now, this one here, I always say looks like a swan. It's number 2. Then let's go to this one here. What number is this? This is number, it's a teen number because one's in front. Look to the other number to see what teen. It's 14. 14. And the next number, what number is this? It's a teen number because the 1 is in the front. Behind it is an 8. So it must be 18. What about this number on the end? What is he? Sometimes people get these mixed up with 12, but no, that is number 20. So when there's a 2 in front, it's a 20. 20 something maybe if you look at the second number. So keeping that in mind, what number is this? 2 in front, so it must be 23. What about this one? There is a 2 in front, so it must be 27. I'm going to take us up a bit higher for those of you who want to be stretched. Don't worry if you're not sure of these numbers, if you're yourself at home, but just listen to the answer that I give so you get used to hearing them. Okay, so try this one. This one here has a 3 in front, okay? These are the 20s along here. These are the 30s. So this would be 35. 35. So another one with a 3 in front. What's this one? 3 in front, so it must be 38. Okay, last one for those of you that super want to stretch yourselves. Let's go down to here. What is this number with a 7 in the front column and a 4 behind it? Tricky one. That is 74. If you got it right, that's amazing. Now, I need you to close your eyes. I'm going to stick a post-it note over the top of one number. When I tell you to open your eyes, I want you to work out, looking at the numbers either side of the post-it note, what number must be underneath it, okay? What was the missing number? So close your eyes, no cheating. I'm going to stick it, first of all, up here, okay? Open your eyes. It's up here. So look at the numbers either side of the missing number. They will help you. What you know about your numbers now, that will help you work out what number is missing. And then call it out to me. The missing number is number 5. And we know it's 5 because we know that 4 comes just before 5. So there was 4, so we know the next number will be 5. Or you could say 1 less than 6 is 5. So you could have used your number work in that way. Close your eyes again, close them. I am going to stick it now on this one. Open your eyes again. I have covered up this number here. Have a look either side to help you. And then I want you to try and tell your adult at home how you knew. So if you can put it into words to explain how you knew, that's even better than just knowing, okay? So underneath my post-it note, what is missing? Look at this, look at this. What is missing? It is number 8. There it is, number 8 was missing. And you could have said something like, I know it's 8 because 8 is 1 more than 7, okay? Or you could have said, I know it's 8 because 8 is 1 less than 9, okay? Close your eyes again, let's do another one. They're closed, I hope so. I'm going to go with this one. Open your eyes. It's here. This is my missing number. Look to this side, look to this side to help you work out what that missing number is. Have a think, that's that number, so this number must be, and then tell me what is the missing number? It is 12. There it is underneath. And you could tell your adults that you know it was 12 because 12 is 1 more than 11, or that 12 is 1 less than 13, okay? Let's go again. Close your eyes. I'm going to go a little higher this time. Keep those eyes closed. I'm going to go here. So it's getting a bit tricky for you. Do not worry. It's fine. Just have a watch and then we'll move on to the next stuff. So here is my post-it notes covering up the number. Have a look at the numbers on either side of the missing number and think to yourself, what can I use? How do I know what this number is? What can I use to help me? How can I work it out? Can I tell my adults at home how I worked it out? Put it into words, okay? So you can pause the video if you want to tell your adults how you found it out, because it could be quite hard to describe. But the missing number under the post-it note is 24. And you might have said something like, I know it's 24 because 24 comes after 23. Or you might have said, I know it's 24 because 24 is 1 less than 25. Okay? Excellent if you managed to get my missing numbers. You can try that game at home a bit as well after this. If you've got 100 square, get someone to cover up a number and do it for even higher numbers if you really want to stretch yourself. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera down now because I want to do something with you down here. So bear with me a moment while I adjust the camera. Okay, I think that should do it. To catch the table and see what I'm doing on the table. So I have here my trusty box of Play-Doh again. Now we have done this before, but I believe that to repeat a few things a few times is how it really sticks into your mind. So we did do this with quite small numbers at the very beginning of the year, but you can take this exercise to as high a number as you want to, okay? It will improve your counting, it will improve your number recognition, and it will also help with knowing how to count out an exact number from a bigger pile of things. That's quite a good trick to be able to do. Sometimes we can get into a bit of a daydream and keep counting and we've gone way past the number we want. So it's good practice to get into really thinking, actually no, I just want to count out 8 and I'm stopping at 8. Right, so my Play-Doh has gone a bit salty since our 3D shape making last week. So I'm going to give it a bit of a rub together. And then you can get an adult when you're at home, if you've got your Play-Doh there, to say a number to you. But I'm going to do a few with you now, just so you get the idea of what I mean, okay? So don't worry if you haven't got your Play-Doh ready now. You can do this after this video. So I'll keep it short for you. So I'm going to take a blob of Play-Doh and I'm going to say that I'm going to keep it small first of all. I'm going to make the number 6. Okay, now you can go a lot higher than this, so some of you will be more than happy to do so, okay? So do push yourself until it starts to feel like it's tricky. You're not quite sure. That's when you've got to a good point and you're doing some good learning then. So to make 6, I'm making a nice long sausage. Look at that. So I have to go quite long because I want to curve it round, okay? So I'm going to bring it in. I know what 6 looks like. If I don't, I can look at my 100 square to help me. but I'm going to bring it in like this. And hopefully you can see my number 6 there. There it is, my 6. I'm going to put that on the table. Now I haven't quite finished my task. I now have my bag of plastic people, but you can use anything at home. You can use coins, you could use pencils, you could use tiddlywinks, whatever you have handy. Now I've got a massive lot in here. I wouldn't even like to estimate how many people are in my bag. So I want to count out exactly 6. So I've got to get used to knowing when to stop and not getting carried away and counting and getting to 25 and thinking, oh gosh, no, I only wanted 6. So I've made the number 6. I'm going to push 6 people into my Play-Doh. 1, 2, sorry fella, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we are. I've made the number 6 and I've managed to count out exactly 6 from a bigger number. That's exactly what I want you to do. But what I would like you to do is take it up to numbers that you find are starting to get a little tricky. So you can go into 2-digit numbers, as I say. So you might be able to make the number 12. So there's my 1, because it's in the teens line on the 100 square, isn't it? The number 12. And then I've got to make myself, have I got enough Play-Doh? So a bit more. I've got to make myself the 2 that comes next in the line. So I've got to make my Play-Doh quite a long sausage here. So I'm using my hands, which is also very good for you guys to get used to squeezing and tugging with your hands. And I'm going to make the number 2 along the bottom. I've got to stretch that out a bit there. So hopefully you can see my 12. I've got the number 1 and a 2 to follow. So there's my number 12. And then I've got to count out 12 people. Can I do that without counting? You count for me at home and yell out when to stop, okay? So I've got my 12 here. You can just about see it on the camera there. And I am going to add my people to it. You yell out when to stop when I get exactly 12, okay? Okay, hopefully you yelled out stop at that point, because that is exactly 12 in my Play-Doh. If I'm not sure, I can go back and count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, touching counting is a great idea to check that you've got the right amount. So I've got 12 for sure in my number 12. If I put too many in, okay, so let's imagine I kept going and I put too many in, all you've got to do is you've got another question then to think about. Okay, I've got 13, I only want 12, how many do I need to subtract? 13, counting back, 1 is 12, I need to subtract 1. So just take 1 out, you don't have to start all over again. So it just gives you another question to ask yourself. So that is what I'd like you to have a go at doing after this video. As I say, take the numbers as high as you can. It will be a lot of counting or a lot of things you have to have if you're getting your numbers into the 20s. But I'm sure you've got lots of little tiddlywinks or coins or something you can use at home that you can use that for. So that's a really good task to. Okay, so apologies if that looked a bit disjointed, but I run out of storage on my phone. So hopefully this is working fine now. So this is something you could try at home. You could use the cards you used for your counting back exercise a couple of weeks back. But I've laid them out here. I've put 0 uncovered, as you can see, and I've also uncovered number 10. All the rest are covered over. So it's a bit like the washing line activity in that I want you to have some little cards ready or pieces of paper. They're about the same size as this. And I want adults to give you a number, and I want you to write that number on your card so you get used to writing it yourself. And then I want you to decide which number is that number underneath. Does that make sense? So for instance, let me give you an example. I might say, right, okay, I want you to write the number 2. So I'm going to do what you would do. I would take the card and I would write the number 2 on the card or the piece of paper like this. And then my task, or your task, would be to place this on top of the card that I think is where the number 2 is, okay? So I know this one is 0. So I think, okay, 1 more than 0 is 1. So then 1 more than 1 is 2. So I think 2 goes here. So I'm going to put that there like that, okay? Now, if you're playing this at home, maybe you've got a sibling there that can play with you, or maybe mum and dad will play with you. So then they'll have a go. You can tell them a number between 0 and 10. They write it down and they've got to guess where to put it over which card, okay? So for instance, mum or dad you might tell them the number 8. So they're going to write 8 on their card, okay? And they've got to decide where 8 might go. So they might say, well, there's 10. I'm going to count backwards. 10, 9, 8. I think 8 should be here, like this, okay? And each time you have a go, at that point, when everyone who's having a go at the table has put their number on, then you can go and see if you were right. So this was number 2. We thought this was 2. Turn it over. Yes, we were right. That was number 2. Now, mums and dads thought this was 8. So we've got to turn this one over and see if we're right. Yes, it's number 8. There we are. And then you can take those away and you can go again if you want to. So flip those back over. Okay. Hello guys. Just a brief apology to say sorry about this particular maths lesson, lesson 13. As I was trying to film it at school, I didn't have any memory left on my phone, so it kept letting me film a little piece and then stopping. And it wasn't until I managed to get home to sort out the problem that I'm able to film this apology video. So I haven't been able to film anymore because I am not at school with all the materials in front of me, but you saw me start to do a game with the cards and the numbers that were turned over, and you had to work out where you felt the number that your mums and dads had given you, where you feel that it should come along that line of overturned cards, okay? So if you can carry that on at home, that would be excellent. I think I might have mentioned in the video on there that if you're finding it particularly easy doing 0 to 10, as some of you may well do, then please do go for 11 to 20. And even go from 11 to 25 if you want to. You can use the cards that you were using to count back with that you would have had at home. Extend it to 25 if you can make yourself some more cards. And then challenge yourself to go a bit higher, guessing exactly where each number card should be. So apologies for what went wrong with the video, but I will hopefully see you again for tomorrow's lesson where everything will be fine. See you then. Bye-bye.